I would recommend Brackenwood. I wouldn't have spent a reasonably substantial amount of money with them if I didn't have faith in the product and the installation of the product, and Brackenwood ticks those boxes. Moved into the house in 2016. Most of the windows, conservatory, that sort of thing were 16, 18, 20 years old, and I think we realised that we needed to probably plan to replace some items or maybe on a bit of an ad hoc basis. After having moved into the house, realised that at least some of the windows had been supplied by Brackenwood in the past, simply because we had invoices in the papers that were handed over. So Brackenwood seemed to be a sensible company to work with. We tested them with a back door and window in the ensuite, and then took the plunge to have the conservatory remodelled. Once we'd lived here for a few years, we realised that the conservatory particularly was not the most usable of spaces, simply because it had a triple layer plastic roof, and it tended to get very, very hot in the summer and very, very cold in the winter. And after doing a bit of research, decided that it would be useful to have a solid roof. That gave us protection from the sun and also reduction in heat loss at night. We've certainly created a space that is used most of the year rather than something which is empty for the majority of the year. Everyone who's visited the house always comments on the fact that we have a very usable, open, airy space with nice views to the garden, and the garden is one of the features we particularly liked about the property. As a result of replacing the conservatory, we also started realising we needed to do something with the large doors at the back of our lounge. So that was our next investment, and we were very pleased with that. Again, made the room feel significantly warmer and felt a lot more secure. And then the final part of the work that we had done were our upper windows at the rear of the house. I don't tend to go for the lowest cost solution. I'm always looking at the best value proposition. It's not absolute cost that matters most. It's the value of the goods and the backup that is provided. One of the things, particularly with installers, particularly once they have arrived on site, and if they're going to be on site for a while, as they were on the conservatory, they were here for, I think, 4 or 5 days, is you get into chat mode with them when you're making their coffee or teas. And I'll often ask, how long have you worked for Brackenwood? And it's always good to hear that some of those guys have been with the company for quite a number of years, because it suggests that they're well treated enough not to want to walk to somebody else, because there's certainly doesn't seem to be a shortage of double glazing companies around. My confidence is driven by having had talking to the same people and being confident that I know how things will finish after someone's been on site for a day. Brackenwood is a recognised name. Certainly if you talk to people around this area, they've heard of Brackenwood, and you do see Brackenwood vans around. They seem to come in like buses. You don't see one for a week and then all of a sudden there's 2 or 3 of them working just down the road. I think you can see the value of the product when you look at how it's been put together. The fact that, you know, the doors are hung square, and the conservatory is now 5 years old, and nothing has had to be adjusted. So the doors were hung, and the doors are as they were on the day they were hung. They haven't moved. Yes, I would recommend Brackenwood. I wouldn't have spent a reasonably substantial amount of money with them if I didn't have faith in the product and the installation of the product. You've got to be able to get on with the person that initially comes and sells you the deal. and you've got to be able to get on with the people who physically put it in place and have confidence they know what they're doing. And Brackenwood ticks those boxes.